What's up, people? It's your boy Hoom Boom back with another segment of the Hold Up Show. And hold up, what's the beef? Today we're going to be looking at a series of videos that's going to try to answer that very question. Let's get into it.
Oklahoma City, first horse meat, then the mysterious pink slime, now human meat. A shocking discovery has been made in an Oklahoma City McDonald's meat factory and other McDonald's meat factories nationwide. Meat inspectors reportedly found what appeared to be human meat stored in the meat factory freezers of an Oklahoma City meat factory and human meat already in trucks right outside the factory ready to be shipped to McDonald's restaurants. Health inspectors immediately demanded inspection in various McDonald's meat factories across the country and horrifyingly found human meat in about 90% of the factories inspected thus far. The USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, has seized McDonald's production and shipping and will call for more meat factory inspections and restaurant inspections. The FBI is also investigating the factories. FBI agent Lloyd Harrison told Hustler reporters, "The worst part is that it's not only human meat, it's child meat." The body parts that were found across the U.S. factories were deemed too small to be adult body parts. This is truly horrible. The situation brings up many unanswered questions. How long have they been using human meat? Where did they get the children from? Were they already dead when brought into factories? Investigators and inspectors are currently being deployed for intensive investigations all around the U.S. Here is another clip when earlier McDonald's was caught.
This is the production base of Husi Food Company in Shanghai, a member of the American SOI Group and supplier of meat products to major American fast food restaurants throughout China, including KFC, McDonald's, and Pizza Hut. Here are your chicken McNuggets and beef patties using either a Big Mac or layered beef burger from KFC. But an undercover reporter's discovery may cause the food giants to lose more than a few customers in China.
Beef is long past its due date. I never worked at a food processing plant before, so I didn't know better. But now if I went to a KFC or McDonald's restaurant, it wouldn't taste the same.
Here the footage shows workers apparently dumping already made but unused beef patties back onto the production belt along with raw beef. And here, defective chicken nuggets are picked out, but only to be collected and put back onto the production line along with raw chicken. The reporter allegedly obtained proof showing that the violations are systemic, rather than just limited to a few employees. Here's what appears to be a company email that was sent this past June asking production workers to use beef that expired in November last year.
The company keeps two different books. One is done on the scene according to what happened. The other is done by special personnel for review or examination.
According to the whistleblower, Husi Food has been cooking the books so the company could cook whatever it wanted, whenever it wanted. And that's why the violations weren't uncovered until now, despite inspection tours by the companies it supplied to. In the wake of the revelations, the Shanghai Municipal Food and Drug Administration closed operations at Husi Food Company and seized meat products suspected of being past their expiration date. Authorities also ordered all meat products at McDonald's and KFC outlets that were supplied by the firm to be taken off the shelf. On Monday, McDonald's Corp and KFC owner Yum Brands released an apology to Chinese consumers and said they will stop using the meat supplier. Wu Haojun, CCTV.
Yeah, so you could see pretty crazy stuff, right? So I was like, how far down this hole do I actually want to go? I mean, that can't be real, right? They can't be telling the truth. So then I come across this video and here's what I got to think about this.
If you see lamb that looks like this, it's not always what you think. We eat lamb for lunch, even waiting in long lines when necessary. So this is a lamb platter, right?
It's a lamb platter, yes.
The wool is being pulled over your eyes more than you think.
So we wanted to know if you order lamb. To find out, we did some testing.
We ordered lamb at 39 restaurants in Los Angeles and New York City, from tourist hotspots to popular food trucks. The samples were packed up and sent to a lab.
The results were startling and disturbing. 23% of the so-called lamb we ordered wasn't lamb at all. So what was it?
It's much more than what I expected. To get 23% of the time, you order lamb and you get goat, for example.
It sure looks like lamb. Turns out there wasn't a speck of lamb in the dish. It's a grounded combo of chicken and beef.
No lamb was in your lamb platter. Can you explain why? We're not trying to pull a lamb scam.
No, we're not. We could have just messed up on your order.
If you see lamb that looks like this,
So
it's not always
crazy stuff. And it's like the rabbit hole keeps getting deeper. 'Cause then I run across this video.
Pink slime is now officially ground beef. What's pink slime? Let me show you. This crap up here that they add to hamburger. Watch this and see for yourself. Pushcase.
Gerald Zernstein grinds his own hamburger these days. Why? Because this former USDA scientist, now whistleblower, knows that 70% of the ground beef we buy at the supermarket contains something he calls pink slime. Beef trimmings that were once used only in dog food and cooking oil, now sprayed with ammonia to make them safe to eat, and then added to most ground beef as a cheaper filler. It was Zernstein who, in a USDA memo, first coined the term pink slime, and is now coming forward to say he won't buy it.
It's economic fraud. It's not fresh ground beef. It's a substitute. It's a cheap substitute being added in.
Zernstein and his fellow USDA scientist Carl Custer both warned against using what the industry calls lean, finely textured beef, and is widely known now as pink slime. But their government bosses overruled them.
Why didn't you consider it beef?
Because it was a salvage product.
Leftovers?
Fat that had been heated at a low temperature and the excess fat spun out.
Here's how it's done. Those waste trimmings are gathered, simmered at low heat to make it easier to separate fat from muscle, put in a centrifuge and spun to finish the separation. Next, the mixture is sent through pipes where it's sprayed with ammonia gas to kill bacteria, and finally compressed into bricks and flash frozen for shipment to meat packers and grocery stores where it's added to most ground beef. And it doesn't have to appear on the label, because over objections of its own scientists, USDA officials with links to the beef industry labeled pink slime meat.
Ew. So yeah, as you can see, they're feeding us pink slime, calling it meat, spraying it with ammonia gas, then compressing it into bricks like another drug I know, and then giving it to us for consumption. So I kept on going down the rabbit hole, and this is what I found.
At a 2019 food conference where topics included whether humans were too selfish to live sustainably, an economist suggested cannibalism could be a viable solution for climate change, and that we could start off by eating our pets. School of Economics professor Magnus Soderlund says that eating human meat from the dead might help save the human race, and that we could overcome the taboos against eating each other by simply trying it out. And today, a new company is boasting their lab-grown artisanal salami derived from human flesh, and several articles normalizing cannibalism have recently been published by the mainstream media. The Wikipedia page leads with the benefits of cannibalism, where it says, in environments where food availability is constrained, individuals can receive extra nutrition and energy if they use other con-specific individuals as an additional food source. This would in turn increase the survival rate of the cannibal and thus provide an evolutionary advantage in environments where food is scarce. This may be true when there are no other food options, but when there are, it is never favorable for any species. Cannibals are at risk of related diseases, such as Kuru disease, similar to mad cow disease, a neurological prion disease caused by cannibalistic consumption. And when there are other food options, cannibalism will always be the most challenging. Studies show that cannibals tend to eat the young because it is the easiest, and they tend to hunt outside their own gene pool as a way of decreasing the competition. Cannibals are constantly with their own species, and animals have evolved various protections against this barbarism. Cannibalism is the ultimate expression of barbarism, the absence of civilization and culture, extreme cruelty. One could argue that the whole purpose of civilization is to increase the amount of food available to keep humanity from turning to cannibalism. Because who on earth wants barbarism over civility and compassion? The New York Times published a piece entitled "A Taste for Cannibalism," and they promoted it by tweeting, "Cannibalism has a time and a place. Some recent books, films, and shows suggest that the time is now." The article promotes a list of recent movies and shows about cannibalism, suggesting that perhaps we should all take the cue and give it a go, as if pop culture decides the destiny of mankind. And maybe it does. There is definitely a herd mentality that finds comfort in blind obedience and will do whatever they are told by the authoritative state emerging from the shadows. And the mainstream narrative is now normalizing cannibalism. So that's what is coming if we continue accepting their offers. It will be like the film Soylent Green, which was set in 2022, or like the film Cloud Atlas, wherein a dystopian government processes the dead into food to feed the wretched masses. At a 2000
Yeah, so as you can see, the rabbit hole gets very, very deep, and it's like I'm sitting here watching this thinking while I'm trying to consume it, like, this can't be real. What am I, losing my mind or something? Like, they can't actually be feeding us Soylent Green. They can't really be feeding the living intravenously with the dead. So I was trying to process this, and then I come across another video that says, like, yes, this can be very, very real. Because people in our society right now are experiencing this. Let's get into it.
What is it gonna take? What is it gonna take for us to listen? I'm like sick to my stomach, okay? I've heard the rumors and I'm guilty of it, taking my kids to go eat at McDonald's, but today took my girls to go get their normal Happy Meals and got a 10-piece for my 6-year-old, and she bit down one of her chicken nuggets and she says that, she hurt her teeth. And so I'm looking at it and I pull this out. She pulls this out. She hands it to me, okay? And I'm freaking out. Baby, where's your tooth? What happened? How'd you lose a tooth? How did you lose a tooth in your chicken nuggets? It's not her tooth, y'all. This is not my baby's tooth. But this is a baby's tooth. This was someone's baby's tooth. This is disgusting, and this is what we're eating. This is what we're feeding our kids. This is a human tooth. This is a baby tooth, and I say baby no more than 6 years old. This is a tooth. Y'all, this is a baby tooth, and we're eating this shit. And you motherfuckers are still gonna go continue to eat from there. Look at this.
Yeah, so why would under any circumstance would a tooth, let alone a human tooth, be in your McNugget? Now, it always brings me back to thinking, there can't be that many cows on Earth. There can't be that many chickens on Earth. There can't be that many lambs on Earth to feed these billions of people. So let's say we even take out the percentage that live a vegan lifestyle. There still is not even enough meat to feed the percentage that do eat meat. So where are they getting this meat from? And then she said that was a child's tooth. In the other video, they said they were finding infant meat. Where are you getting them from? I thought regulations and things of this nature was put into place by the FDA for them to be able to track meat all the way down to the manufacturer and even ask them of the number on the animal that they killed before they started to peel the meat off of them, because the animals be branded and what farm did they come from, and then they go check the farm and see who packed up this meat, who packed up these animals to the point of possibly a human. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. We know it's people that's supposed to be over this stuff. How are we consuming? How is it getting to the point that a tooth is showing up in this woman's child's McNugget? FBI investigating meat processing plants that we don't never get the news on. And then when we report on it, we're called theorists. Because it's not a conspiracy. It's not even a theory. It's evidence compiled to show. Because people have such short attention span, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, that's just me. I want to know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know. What's the beef? Do you believe it? I don't know. Boom, boom. I'm out. Peace.